Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys have had a good weekend and everything. And I just wanted to talk about what were my favorite parts of the live stream. I hope you guys all were able to watch it and able to enjoy it. It was more enjoyable than I thought it would be, and it was also a little longer than I thought it would be. This is the first time watching a live stream from the FFBE people, the whole company, Gumi, whoever. And it was actually very interesting, and I'm looking forward to the stuff that's coming. So first things first is the EX job. So as kind of everybody knows already, the X jobs has been confirmed, and what we need to know is basically get your people to level 15 for each job and get them to level 99. And from the beginning we kind of know that we're going to have Mont. I think they said Stern, Rob, Liarte is kind of one that I wasn't really expecting. There's going to be a few different ones. You know, we've all kind of been waiting for this just to play with it and see what's happening. It's definitely going to be interesting having to basically collect shards all over again. But I think most of us kind of have a bunch of Magmaros saved up, so definitely going to be interested in basically making our characters even stronger than they already are. So I think that's going to be a fun addition. It's going to give more life to the game. I know some people are kind of dreading it, but I think it's overall going to be a positive thing. So next up is kind of another thing that they mentioned. Our existing cards, I believe they said both UR and MR, but I believe that the UR are going to have better effects. So here we see Trousseau, and it's going to give basically our light units a little bit more power. I think that's going to be really good because, especially since we kind of already own a lot of these cards and they're already powered up, you know, halfway, maybe 2-star, maybe 3-star. I think it's going to be a great way to just add power to your team. Granted, I know for you PvP players, it's probably going to be a lot more work to kind of figure out more stuff. Overall, I think though this is going to be a good addition. It's going to help in raids and stuff like that. So I'm kind of looking forward to see all the other cards and what kind of effects they get, because that's going to be pretty awesome. Moving on, we are also going to get our Final Fantasy X units. I originally wasn't super excited about this. I guess, you know, I was like, oh, you know what, I'll build Titus. But then I actually started thinking like, another thing I kind of forgot to mention, I guess I forgot the screenshot, is we're also getting the Barracks update. So now that we will have the Barracks update, I know some of us probably have some units that we're going to throw in there, but considering now we're going to have that for new units, in addition to the bingo, the Chocobo expeditions, you know, all this other stuff, that's going to be another way to basically get shards for your unit. And so I kind of started thinking like, okay, you know, I might not be able to max, like let's say I pull for Yuna, I may not be able to max her right away, but just having her is going to sort of enable me to build her basically. And this is kind of going to be a thing going forward. Even if you don't end up maxing everyone, you're going to still be able to, even during the event, you're going to be able to put them in the barracks. Hopefully we all have up to 5 slots. My guild, I think we're very close to the 5th slot, but we definitely have 4 already. So that's going to be useful in getting, you know, 4 to 5 times the amount of shards. So I think that's going to be very helpful. If you're like on the borderline, like you know, of deciding if you want to pull or not, I think maybe go for pull. I think I might pull. So originally, like while I was watching the presentation, the stream, I was kind of like, maybe I'll wait, because we see Aaron here is actually coming out a week later with, I guess, the UR Vision card, right? So I was kind of like, maybe I'll wait until Auron comes out and just kind of decide, do I want to try to go for Auron? Do I want to try to go for Yuna? What do I want to do? Like, I kind of didn't really want to know. But now that I kind of thought about the Barracks being there, I'm just kind of like, I may actually go for one of them. Who knows? I'm not really attached to either one. Now, if it was like Waka or Lulu, I was about to say Luna. If it was Lulu or Waka, then kind of a different story for me. But I think in terms of these two characters, it's you know, I'll take them if I get them, but I'm not like super excited. And then kind of my next slide here is the UR Vision card is basically the real card that you want to get here because it's going to be very beneficial to Titus or Titus. I'm sorry if I say Titus, that's kind of what I'm used to saying it. But it's going to be useful for Titus and it's going to be useful for water units. So this might be worth pulling for. And again, I don't really know if I'm going to pull for it. And going by this previous picture here, it sort of looks like it's going to be on Auron's banner, right? Unless they just, you know, add it into Yuna's banner, or I guess add Auron into Yuna's banner. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But if the card is only on Auron's banner, then I may go for Auron because of that. Because the card is actually going to be pretty good. I don't think they mentioned anything about Vision card, you know, Barracks or anything like that. I know in JP they have the Vision card hard quests. And I think they might be coming up with a Barracks-like feature for Vision cards. So I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to build this card in the future, but that might be something to consider when pulling for this card. So I do want the card. I just don't really know if I'm going to build it. The MR card, I kind of forgot to take a screenshot of it, but I think it's going to be worth having at least. And from my experience in the past of these collaborate, like these kind of sort of like the MR, like easy to get / free cards, I sort of have regretted not building some of them. So maybe I will try to build the MR card. So I'm just kind of trying to think of what my visual situation is like. I definitely want to put a lot of it into Titus or Titus. And then I'm thinking of whether to pull for the other stuff. So I'm kind of like haven't really decided if I really want to build the MR card, but I think I do want to build it just to have it. We are going to get a lot of Visure for free, so that's going to be great. I guess I'll talk about that in the next pictures. So as I said, this card is going to be really good for Titus because Titus has the bonus effect. He's water type, you know, all that goodness. So that's going to be great. Moving on to the next part, one of my next favorite sections was where they announced the actual Zazon new unit. So way better than I expected. Sort of, I wasn't really happy about how people meme voted for him. I mean, I get it, like he's sort of like the normal unit, like, hey, let's vote for the normal unit, whatever. And I get it, you know, like people, as a thief, he has a steel heart, he has like a crazy move, and he's like, he seems like he's good on paper, but like when you actually use him, the normal Zazon, you know, he's kind of slow, he's kind of weak, whatever, but I mean, I get it. I get that people voted for him, but I was kind of upset, but looking at how they actually went for this here, the design is actually really funny. The thing I like the most about the design is how he's just like so clean shaven. I don't know if he's actually got stubble or anything in the original form, but he just looks like so clean cut, and it's just like, wow. It just looks to me like the artists, the developers all put like effort into this. And you know, this game is kind of janky sometimes, and we complain about it a lot, you know, about the bugs and the freezes and stuff. But even for like a mobile game, like you can tell that the developers and the artists are putting in their effort. And this kind of just to me symbolizes like, hey, you know, these guys are kind of taking this seriously, you know. I mean, they're taking it seriously because this is obviously their job. But they even though it was kind of like a troll vote, like a meme vote, whatever, they made the best Zazon possible. Like, look at he's got like 2 swords. I actually didn't even notice that at first. It kind of just looked like the background sword there was kind of just like, I don't know, there, but it looks like it's actually like under his right wrist, our left, his right wrist. It's just kind of like, he's just kind of like leaning on it or something. I don't know, but it looks cool. I think they did a great job. I just want to thank the artist and director, whoever is in charge of making this happen. They did an amazing job. And I wouldn't rule out, just because we got second place at El Sorel, that she might get her own unit in the future, because obviously I think she's a very well-loved character unit, and they're definitely gonna go by, you know, if a lot of people pulled on her banner, her and Garvel's banner, obviously people really are willing to spend, so I wouldn't rule out getting a UR version of her. And my kind of thought of her, I mean, an alternate, like, limited version of her. And my thought of her limited version would be like a pajama party El Sorel. I think that would be amazing. Just her, but like literally her in pajamas. I don't know what job she'd be. I don't really. The thing is, like, what holiday would you tie that to? But I think it just sounds like a really awesome idea. And I think all you guys should pester Gumi until they come up with a pajama party El Sorel. I'll stop there. I'm sorry for rambling so much. Next up is the Vision card. I don't think they mentioned the Vision card, but this is like a good surprise. It looks awesome. Like, once again, the artist did an incredible job on this. Kind of looks like I don't know, like round in a way, like almost like he's inflated or something. Like, I don't really know how to describe it, but either way, it's awesome. I like how he's holding that trophy, and I like how Mont and El Sorel have like the flowers and the medal. I also like how El Sorel is like half asleep. Like, thank you for doing that. That's really awesome. So again, this is like an awesome surprise, and I look forward to this being an awesome card. I think they mentioned it's going to be a JP card, or I might have just made that up. I don't know. So before I move on to my next slide, I know it's unrelated. The other part of the broadcast that was one of my favorite things was when they brought on the Zazon voice actor. Like, he was amazing. And of course, all the other voice actors were amazing too. But I feel like the Zazon voice actor, he really, you know, he hammed it up. It was funny to listen to him. Of course, the Mont voice actor and the Stern voice actor, they were both really good. I kind of like how the Stern voice actor sort of said something slightly different to make it more family friendly. Interesting to see the Mashari voice actor with stickers on her face. And it's funny, the Glaciella voice actress, she kind of just sounded like Glaciella. Like, she almost, like, without even trying, she kind of sounded like Glaciella on her own. And I just thought that was kind of nice, just because it's just like, oh, the character is almost her in a way. So that was pretty fun that they brought all of them on. Of course, the star of the show was the Zazon voice actor. He was amazing. And again, like, not just the artists are showing that they really care about the game, that they care about making us happy, but just kind of the way they had like the interactive segments on the show was really awesome. So the Twitter quiz was actually, I want to thank all you guys for your votes and getting the right answers, but the Twitter quiz was like really fun, and it kind of shows that, like, it shows the developers that we are so invested in the game that we can, you know, we can pick out Medina here as her silhouette. We can pick out the pixelated, the mosaic Engelbert. We can pick out the limit burst of KelThaFunkee, and we could pick out, At first I thought the Masherie could have been between Rob and Masherie's hair, but Rob's hairstyle is actually completely different. But obviously, as soon as they showed kind of like that decoration, it was clearly like the Christmas Masherie. So I thought that was super fun. I actually didn't expect them to tally up the results so quickly, but they were on top of it, and it was just fun. Like, it wasn't entertaining. Like, you think of like watching like E3 or like a Nintendo Direct or something like that, and it's just like, you know, you're just watching, but like this was like really fun, a fun way to just say like, oh, let's do something fun and earn rewards at the same time. And then also the other thing is, from their side, they can kind of gauge how many people are like interacting, how many people are, you know, voting, how many people are viewing in the chat, whatever. I think it's good to send them that kind of data to kind of, so that they kind of know like, hey, you know, we are kind of like the enthusiastic people of this game. Like, you have this many people that you can count on to, you know, invest in the game, basically, and invest in more ways than one. So the other thing here was the dart throwing game, which was hilarious. It was just, to me, like, the fact that the green screen kind of messed up there and they just kind of rolled with it was amazing. And then they did this thing, which I have on the next slide, which they did the different, as per the VCs. And it's so funny how they sort of went back and forth with the green screen on this. But the added effects was, again, another fun, interactive way to interact with the audience. It was very entertaining how they did, you know. The reason I have this screenshot as opposed to the others was because I thought it was like funny how they did missile attack up, but you had to actually move back. I would have thought that would be to like move forward, because it's like you're getting bonus missile attack. But hey, who am I to say? But either way, they didn't end up using this one, so it kind of worked out. The hot juice was hilarious. I'm like, what even is hot juice? And it makes me question if it actually had some kind of alcoholic property to it. But everyone here was a good sport, especially Hiroki. He was like hilarious. Especially like the way how he said, you know what? I'm the boss here. I decide, you know what? My dart actually landed on the 2000. Let me give you guys 2000. I don't know if we're actually hitting that target, because it's still based on the FFBE quest. So make sure you guys play that. I've been playing it on FFBE and War of the Visions, like both missions every day. So hopefully I'm doing my part. Let's move on. I'm taking too long with this stuff. Another great part was the part with all the content creators. And I think most of us were like, oh my god, Palladia, you better win. You better win this one. She had like the best. I mean, they were all good in some ways, but I think we definitely wanted at least me personally wanted the Fragment of Thoughts and this new currency here, which is supposed to be for VCs, to replace the UR and MR vision spheres, or whatever they're called, the yarn balls on slide 4 there. So, but I was kind of looking at this, and it seems like number 2 is also a very good one. Number 3, to me, is half good. I'll definitely take the potions, but I feel like we've gotten enough skip tickets over the last couple of weeks. So, and then I didn't get why Dr. Diggs thought his was the worst, because I mean, I get it, you know, there's the hammers, but the Magicites are going to be super useful for when we have to awaken our Espers to 3 stars. And I forgot if they actually mentioned that, but I think that's going to make a big difference in stats. So those are definitely going to be useful as far as I'm concerned. I think this is my last slide. So I wanted to go into the game. Let me see if I could do this. There we go. I wanted to go into the game and, you know, do my summon. But I also wanted to kind of mention that I think I had probably my best week in the arena this week, and I ended up placing somewhere in the 2000s of the ranking. I tend to usually end up in the like 8,000 range, maybe 9,000. So I thought that was interesting. Really, all I did was let me pick this up. Really, all I did was basically I picked the bonus units, and I went with the with the vision card that they just gave us. I maxed mine out. Luckily, I got like a massive success or a huge success on it, so that kind of worked out. Let me, I guess, turn on the volume of the game here. That kind of worked out for me. So I ended up using Garvo and that card, and that was basically what determined how far I made it. I mean, I did win some matches. It turns out Garvo is actually really, really good. Not only is he, like, this team was very good because if, like, let's say they had a tank, a physical tank, either Garvo would chew through them, or Nivelu would just break their buffs. So I was actually doing pretty good with this team. And even Lucia, like, I don't know why Lucia gets so much hate. Lucia was like wrecking stuff with her quad shots. She was like tearing through people. How I ended up losing was if I went up against another Garvel, and it basically came down to which Garvel would land a good hit and basically destroy the other Garvel. So that it was still really fun, but like it kind of sucked that it's sort of down to that. Like whichever Garvel was faster would end up losing, and thankfully my Garvel was level 89, so I kind of ended up winning a bunch of those. But I just wanted to say that I had a lot of fun playing PvP this week. Is this the previous ranking? Yeah, I don't really know how to bring up my score that I just got. But I just wanted to say that I had fun with it. I'm sort of trying to participate more in PvP, GVG, and class match. So I thought that was pretty fun. Alright, so I guess enough of my talking. I've been going on for way too long. Here is my summon, and I will end it there. And of course, we get a beautiful brown book. Let's see if it upgrades, and it does actually upgrade, so that's actually not too bad. We get an upgrade on the 8th one, and the last one is still blue, so that sucks. The most it can upgrade to is yellow. So I guess that upgrade really upgraded the 8th one and not the last one, which is kind of a bummer. But continuing onward, nothing good so far. We got a lot of blues. And actually, I guess this doesn't have a chance to upgrade because I don't think the last one is going to upgrade to blue, from blue to rainbow, but you never know. This game does surprise you every so often. So let's see what we get here. My boy King Curry. I don't think that maxes him out yet, but we're probably within 60, maybe 40, I don't know. And Titus, I haven't gotten a lot of him, so that's actually pretty welcome. Not that I really plan to use him or anything. I do want the MR that I'm focusing on right now is Mariel, just because I think she'd be useful for the Diablos raid. So I am looking forward to getting more of her. And with that being said, I will leave it there for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave any comments and mention your favorite part of the stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a good rest of your day and rest of your week. Take care, guys.